Now, in men's football here at the Olympics, Mexico will compete in its first final after coming from behind to beat Japan 3-1 at Wembley Stadium. Mexico will now go up against the favourites Brazil, who beat South Korea 3-0 just a few hours ago. It'll be Brazil's first Olympic men's final in nearly a quarter of a century. And despite Japan and South Korea's disappointing defeats, the potential of Asian football players is attracting attention. And let's find out how much attention with Giovani Fernandes, who is the Director of Football for the Asia-Pacific Football Academy. He joins us now via webcam from the New Zealand town of Lincoln, just south of Christchurch. Giovani, thank you very much and welcome to BBC News. So, a Mexico-Brazil final, how do you feel about that?
Well, being Brazilian myself, I'm pretty excited for us having the first chance at going at the gold medal. So, looking forward to it.
Yeah, your loyalties are a little bit split, aren't they? Because, of course, you've been very active in finding players in the Asia-Pacific region, players with potential and talent to perform on an international stage. It's good that Japan and South Korea got to the semi-finals, but how are they faring when it comes to the international arena of football?
Well, I think it's no surprise they have gone this far in the Olympics. They have invested a great deal of time and finances into developing players, and what we're seeing is the result of their investment, so to speak.
And when we look at the Olympic game of men's football, it's essentially an under-23s tournament. Is it a case now that Asia's producing the next stars for the future? Do you think is the investment coming through?
I think it depends how you define stars. I think for a long time we tended to look at stars as players who go to Europe to play. Well, the tendency we're going to see more and more is that their best players will stay in their national leagues and the level will go up. And I personally tend to look at stars as players who are inspiring the kids from this region of the world to play and make football a credible pathway.
And who are the stars that we should all be looking out for when it comes to the Asia-Pacific region?
Well, I'm pretty excited today about Yuki Otsu, Hiroki Sakai. Ji Dongwon actually played well against Brazil. But again, there's going to be many more players coming through, and you just never know.
And what is your perception of how football is perceived in this region of Asia? Is there a lot of hunger for it, like perhaps there is in Europe?
I think so, especially with the youth. The kids are, it's very interesting because the kids are eager to learn. They're very committed and they're disciplined to getting better. I think with the rising stars, as we just mentioned, what's happening is this is now credible. It's a real pathway. It's a real lifestyle. And more kids are aspiring to be involved in the game.
We've got to mention the women's football because the final is being held on Thursday between the world champions against the defending champions, Japan against USA. When it comes to women's football in Asia, is that considered as interesting for the youth of today?
Yeah, absolutely. I think more and more, again, with the results, players get more interested. And you have to look again, most Asian countries are investing a great deal on the women's side of the game. And again, we're seeing results coming through.
Okay, just a very quickly prediction then for Mexico-Brazil on Saturday.
Well, of course, it's going to be Brazil, won't it?
You would say that, Giovani. Thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate your time. Giovani Fernandes, the Director of Football for the Asia-Pacific Football Academy. And you can watch that match, the men's final, Mexico-Brazil, at 3 o'clock on Saturday. Now, the London Olympic logo faced a storm of criticism when it was unveiled 5 years ago. It was labelled everything from messy and ugly to overly modern. So what's the view of it now? Katja Adler has been finding out.